Okie dokie, what is going on again, peoples? Look at I every now and then I'll do some updates on the Vietnam Dong. It's there's really always there's not a whole lot of news regarding the Vietnam Dong. It's really kind of sparse, if you get my drift. We just know that unlike Iraq, there's no real issues going on with their governments. Although there's corruption, it's very, very little. So really what we do is often we just focus on what is happening to their economies. Okay, so let's see. Right now, I ran across a couple of articles that were really encouraging, and one of them you can't help when you read, but know that Vietnam is going to have a hard time trying to avoid increasing their rate. They really are. It's getting almost impossible now. If you remember a couple of things, last May when the Treasury does their evaluation of foreign currencies to determine who is and who is not manipulating their currencies, there is a criteria. There's three criterias in which they use to determine whether or not a country is, manipulating their currency. And when they looked at Vietnam, Vietnam had been violating all three criterias. Now, 6 months later, because they do it twice a year, 6 months later, Vietnam had tried to get their ducks in a row, and instead of three of the criterias, they were only violating one of those criterias. Okay, so they're trying to avoid being called a currency manipulator by Trump, and we all know that April 6th is coming up, and we all know there's a lot of countries out there. I think there's 42 or 46 on this list that could be considered currency manipulators, and most of them are out there surrounding the South China Seas. Now, what does this mean when April 6th comes? We know if you're labeled a currency manipulator by the Trump administration, that there'll be penalties for it. There's trade penalties, sometimes sanctions, and there's tariff penalties being implemented on those countries who are considered currency manipulators. Now, Vietnam is really starting to get their ducks in a row, and I think the last thing they want to do is end up on Trump's bad side. I mean, all they have to do is look at what happened to China, and then they get an idea. But let's go over a couple of things real quick here. Okay, just a quick reminder: if you have not yet joined the Facebook group, it is free. All right, free inside Pimpy's investment chat, which is the same as the YouTube channel. In there, you will find all kinds of news about the Iraqi dinar and what's going on there, the Vietnam Dong, cryptocurrencies if you're into it. There's a lot of people, surprisingly, are really into cryptocurrencies, all right, as well as, gold and silver and other investments. Now, speaking of cryptocurrencies, super quick, let's take a look at something. Because the other day, we seen not only were the markets crashing big time, we seen the Dow take a huge tumble, but also cryptocurrencies were dropping just as bad. Now, for those people who are like me, I don't panic sell. You only take a loss whenever you sell on a loss, okay? So once cryptocurrencies for XRP got down to 11 cents, I jumped all over that bad boy, all right? And you can see now it's close to 15 cents. It's taken a slight fall right now, but again, it's still increased a lot since 11 cents. So, if you have several thousands of them, it can, going from 14 to 15 cents, depending on how many tens of thousands, I should say, you can gain or lose a couple $100. But the point being, the cryptocurrencies are so low right now. Right now's the time they're going to rebound. Okay, they might still take a little bit of a dip, but they are going to rebound. I've said this many a times. Bitcoin halving, that's an event that happens with cryptocurrencies, but Bitcoin's the big one. Their halving is coming up in May of this year. So in order for it to be profitable for miners who mine Bitcoin, Bitcoin can't stay down around this level, 5,000. It just wouldn't be affordable for as much money as it costs in equipment and electricity for Bitcoin miners to continue mining Bitcoin. So because of that, the price is going to have to find its way up to around between $16,000 and $18,000 in my opinion. Again, everything that I share with you is just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional. I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. These are just my opinions, and I just take an educated guess based on all the research that I've done. But I do know this for a fact: Bitcoin halving is coming up, and in order for it to be even profitable for miners to mine anymore, it cannot be this low. It has to go up to around $16,000 or $18,000. All right. If it does that, it drags all the other cryptocurrencies up with it. So I think, again, if you have an opportunity, it's just my opinion, go ahead and jump on some of these cryptocurrencies while they're cheap. I mean, this one's only 14 cents each. Heck, if you really want to get cheesy here and buy thrifty, like, look at it's below 4 cents for XLM. You know what I mean? Grab, if you got a couple $100, man, you got some discrepancy or money that's I call it, discretionary funds. Grab some XLMs. If you want to know how to go buy cryptocurrencies, in my description is also a link to my Facebook group, but also to where you could buy cryptocurrencies, Coinbase. And I encourage you to go there if you're interested in buying cryptocurrencies. It's very user-friendly platform. It's not hard to follow, but if you follow my link, they give you $10 free. You know what I mean? For $10, you right off the get-go, you can get a ton of XLM. Okay, where you at? XLM, Stellar Loomis, right here. Okay. I'm a fan of Ethereum, and I encourage everybody to get them, especially at this low. It wasn't even about what, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, these were $280 each. But ever since the panic sell-off, it dropped way down. And so this means this is going to go up again, all right? Okay. So another thing I want to bring to your attention for us gold and silver people, look at this. Gold was around $1,800. It's now $1,528. I wanted to go a little lower. I like for it to get around $1,200 an ounce. Then I'll start picking up on gold again. But I'm excited about this. Silver was close to $18. It is now $14.69. I think it's going to go a little lower. And when it does, I'm going to grab a bunch of those ounces. Right now is a great time to stack up on silver. All right. So anyways, it's just my opinion. I wanted to share it with you. Okay. Again, I'll leave a link to, if you want to buy cryptocurrencies, in my description is a link for you to follow. And if you follow it and you get on there, you get free $10. So why not? Also, I'll leave you a link to my group. You can come into the group. It's free. There's all kinds of great information in there. Okay. In the news real quick. Holy smokes, man. I've been saying this multiple times. It is not a great time to be a terrorist under Trump. It's just not, man. These people keep waking up dead every day. Another leader, okay, so although they're calling it a general in the Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guard, which has actually been labeled as a terrorist group by the Trump administration. So when they killed General Soleimani, they bombed us a couple of times, and recently, a day before yesterday, they killed 2 American citizens as well as a British citizen. And Trump is no joke, man. If you do those types of things, his response are quick and accurate and deadly. All right, look at this. So U.S. strike carried out in Iraq just after midnight on a Friday may have killed the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps general, supposedly named Mashadani. Okay, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but this is the guy that was supposed to have taken over for General Soleimani. Now, here, in addition to that, here's the thing. So reports online and other local medias have claimed he was killed in attacks on 5 locations of pro-Iranian Hezbollah warehouses that the U.S. carried out in retaliations for the rocket attacks. All right. So again, that holy man, Trump. Let me put it this way: when Osama bin Laden was taken out, people cheered, "Hey, a terrorist leader got taken out." It was only one. Under Trump, 9 terrorist leaders from groups of Hezbollah, the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard, from ISIS, as well as Al Qaeda. This guy has taken out 8 total terrorist leaders, and nobody hardly talks about it in the news whatsoever. This is unbelievable. Other presidents would be jealous to have this crap if they weren't on this, oh, let's hate Trump for no reason kick. All right, anyways, I just thought I would share that because I just talked about how they just launched missiles, the rockets the other day, and they killed an American soldiers, and I told you Trump's response would be quick, and it was quick, all right. Anyways, I want to show you a couple of things that we should feel happy about that's happening in Vietnam and why I feel like Vietnam is not going to be able to continue to manipulate their currency much longer. Besides the fact that in April 6th, we know that these new policies take effect. Now, does that mean countries are going to just turn around at the at a snap of the fingers, change their currency? We don't know because it's never been done before. So we're about to see. Anyways, there's encouraging signs in real estate arena. Okay, so there's this huge growth happening in the real estate market in Vietnam. This is a great sign. This is a sign of a growing economy. People are feeling encouraged to go out and buy businesses, rent areas to start businesses, to buy new houses. This is the kind of thing we want to look for. All right. But anyways, it goes on in this article just to quickly talk about the fact that the coronavirus kind of got people a little bit scared. So they found new ways to market to the people. But the point is the fact that there's a huge bump in real estate growth. That's a good sign for any economy. But here's the biggie. Vietnam. Vietnam achieves trade surplus of almost $2 billion in the first 2 months of 2020. This is huge. And keep in mind, you know what I mean? The coronavirus is going on and they still seeing growth, right? So, specifically, the country export value in the first 2 months rose by 8.4% year over year. 39.8 billion in the United States dollars, including 20.85 in just February alone. And that was a short month, even though we had one extra day. Okay, the increase was due to a strong export growth. Now, keep in mind, one of the three things that is a criteria for being considered a currency manipulator is you have to stay within a certain percentage of growth imports and exports compared to the United States. Trade deficits is another thing. But anyways, here they're seeing huge growth in just the first 2 months of 2020. And they're seeing a lot of pressure on the Vietnam dong. Now, in May, like I said, they were violating 3 of the criterias. In November, they were down to 1. This growth actually pushes them back into 2 of the 3 criterias being violated. So this is good. Now, again, they're seeing this type of growth in just the first 2 months. What do you think is going to happen once the coronavirus issue is, done and people start getting back to work full time and the whole scare's over with and everybody's back up running full steam ahead? It's only going to increase the business that they're doing, all right? So this is good. So keep in mind, April 6th, they have to do something about the currency if they're still violating the criterias. But I want to show you something else. This is great news. Also, don't forget, according to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, Vietnam could achieve export growth in the future when Vietnam's EU free trade agreement comes into effect, expected in July of 2020. So they got more growth coming to them. This is their free trade agreement. Okay, and don't forget, Trump has worked something out with them as well, and I'm not sure when that takes effect because I haven't seen anything talked about it. So, look, they're just continuing to grow. The EU Free Trade Agreement takes effect July 2020. So, between April 6th, the new currency manipulating policy comes into effect. That's going to be a lot of pressure on them. The fact that they're seeing unbelievable growth in the first 2 months, even with the coronavirus, all right, that's unbelievable. This is good for us. If you hold the Vietnam dong, we talked about this before. Now, the other YouTube channel, I'll give props to Miss April, who said that, she felt that the Vietnam dong was going to go first. It looks like she's going to be right. I kind of think they might all go out at the same time, but there's no doubt that Vietnam also is just ready to really just expand out in the world, in international commerce. I showed you articles where they were reaching out to the United States, their ambassador for the Treasury, looking for growth in their banks opportunities so they can expand out more internationally. Their free trade agreements are getting ready to take effect. It looks like a big year for Vietnam in 2020. So let's just cross our fingers here and hope that between Vietnam and Iraq can get their crap together, we might have one hell of a 2020 year, all right? So this is good news. Smash the like button and leave a comment if you think this is great news, all right? And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I encourage you to do so so you can get notifications. I have some up and coming videos that you do not want to miss. All right. So I encourage you again to just subscribe. It helps me out. When you subscribe to my channel, YouTube pays me. This way I don't need to go and put this kind of information on, a Patreon group or anything else. Let's just keep it free 99 for everybody else. Let YouTube pay me, all right? And one of the ways you can help with that is if you see the commercials come on, don't fast forward past them, please. Just go ahead and tolerate them for whatever. There's some of them are 30 seconds long, and somebody said some of them are 5 minutes long. If you can just tough it out and let it go all the way through, it benefits me. And again, it keeps it free for you guys, and let them pay for this, all right? Anyways, let me know what you think. This is great news. I'm going to go ahead and leave the links to these articles so you guys can go in there and read them. Vietnam, they're just to the point. They just can't continue to hold the rate down anymore. It's just making it harder and harder for them to do so. All right. So again, leave the like button, subscribe. And if you want to go into the Facebook group, it's free. I encourage you to do so. The link is in the description. If you're thinking about buying cryptocurrencies, again, I encourage you, follow the link. It will take you to a location that you can sign up and start buying cryptocurrencies, plus give you $10 free. All right. All right, everybody, have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.